Ever heard the story of America's first emperor? In 1859, Edward Abraham Norton declared himself Emperor of America, and everyone kinda just went along with it. Norton was born in Deptford, England in 1818. He was raised in South Africa, and then he moved to San Francisco in 1849. Initially, he had a lot of success trading real estate, but he lost almost everything in 1856 when he made a bad investment in rice. 3 years later, for reasons that remain unclear today, Norton made a proclamation in the San Francisco Bulletin declaring himself Emperor Norton I of America and Protector of Mexico. He immediately started dressing in full imperial regalia while still living in poverty. Norton released a series of imperial declarations in which he abolished Congress, called for the construction of a bridge between San Francisco and Oakland, and banned use of the word Frisco, punishable by a $25 fine paid directly to the emperor himself. Emperor Norton was a huge supporter of African American and Chinese American rights, women's suffrage, and fair taxation, which is probably part of the reason why people just went along with it all. Nobody really seemed to mind that this homeless man was styling himself as their emperor. In fact, many local businesses gave him free food and shelter, and some even put up plaques recognizing his imperial status and dominion. Emperor Norton even issued his own currency, which local businesses actually accepted and sometimes even used to pay their employees. On January 8, 1880, Emperor Norton I collapsed and died on the street while walking to a lecture. His funeral drew a crowd of 10,000 in a 3-mile-long procession through the streets of San Francisco. City officials mourned that the king was dead, and they confirmed his imperial status forever on his gravestone. Although Norton I was never officially recognized as emperor by a federal government, there is an argument to be made that he could be considered a legitimate de facto ruler. He was never charged with illegitimacy or sedition. He issued currency which circulated in a real economy. He even administered punishment for crimes in the form of fines for saying Frisco. Not only that, local government officials and police saluted him and addressed him as Your Majesty. And the historical accounts indicate that this was done sincerely, out of love for Norton, not out of sarcasm or mockery. It could be argued that this constitutes institutional compliance and recognition of his rulership. Not to mention the local media voluntarily published his decrees. The heart of the issue lies in the question of which theory of government you choose to subscribe to. But this brings to my mind the philosophies of John Locke, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, and Max Weber. That legitimacy of rule is a social construct and a social contract, and popular consent is the foundation of government, rather than official documents. But what do you think? Does the fact that Emperor Norton's reign was accepted by the people make him a quasi-legitimate ruler? Or was he little more than a lunatic who simply gained the love and respect of his community? Duke it out in the comments.